Welcome back to the workshop for this part 2 of the lathe spindle indexer build. You may recall that in part 1, when I cut out the vernier plate, I wasn't very happy with the way the engraving came out of the letters. They don't show up very well on here. And also I was using some old G-code, whereas I was intending to do radial slots in the alignment holes here. The G-code just produced cylindrical slots, cylindrical holes, and I decided to remake it in 5mm thick material, which has now arrived, instead of the 10mm thick which I originally used. All that means is it's the standoff for the mountings will be 5mm longer. So without more ado, let's go over to the router and cut some more plastic. Okay, new engraving file has been loaded into the machine. We're back at the router, it's all set up. Set the 0 in the right place, I hope, and click on start. Switching on the spindles, here comes the noise. Wouldn't you just know it? It's better, but these over here haven't come out at all. So, I shall reset the 0 and run it again, I think. Well, this is a bit of an experiment actually. I didn't reset the 0 because it's not come out here, very faintly here. I'm going to run it again, but you may well see I've got some drills interposed between the baseboard and the material because the low profile clamps have got a, well, it works out at about 4.2mm step, which this sits on, and this is obviously slightly lower this side, so I've put a 5mm drill in here, clamped down on it, and I hope that will just raise this portion of the material up sufficiently so that I get a cut on it. Well, let's see. certainly cut significantly deeper, and oh yes, that's a lot better. Not perfect, but jolly sight better than the other one. Happy with that. I've changed out the cutter, or the engraving cutter, for the 4mm flat end milling cutter, and I'm now about to do the mounting holes, which is a boring action. That is boring as in making a round hole rather than yawn boring. You probably suddenly saw me come in and wiggle this drill out of the way, because I was worried it was going to get in the way of one of the holes and mess up the cutter, but it didn't. So I'll change the program now and do the radial slots, and with a bit of luck they'll come out properly this time. Till after a bit of thinking ahead, I was a bit worried that the clamp that was here was going to foul the chuck on the router, so I've removed that, which meant that this was unsupported virtually, so I've brought the drill back in and supported this with a clamp, and that will just allow enough room for the outer contour to be cut. But for the time being I'm just going to do these slotted holes, and that's about to start now. Well, if you thought that was like watching paint dry, thank you lucky stars that I've edited it down. It seems that I clicked the ramp button when I didn't need to, which was why it was slowly grinding its way down, and then got down to the cutting level and did a quick swizzle round. However, all it took was time, and well, I was going to say I got plenty of that, but maybe not. However, right, well, Charles changed the program and cut out the contour next. About to cut out the outside contour of the vernier plate now. It'll do a couple of outlines as it ramps down, and that will give me an opportunity to see whether there's a possibility that that will clash with the cut oak chuck. I hope not, but if it does, I'll pause it and think of something else to do. Incredibly messy, but it's done it, and well, when it breaks out we'll have a look, see how we got on. Next I'm going to move over here and cut out the indexing ring holes first, then the outsides. All ready to start the hole boring procedure. And hopefully this won't take very long. Well, maybe you saw what happened there. I've got the X and Y in the wrong place on that one, so it's come down much too far. I'm going to have to rewrite the G code, and I'll probably spin it round so that I cut it out over here, and I won't waste all this piece of plastic. So I'll come back in a minute for that. Actually, more than a few minutes later, because redoing the G code took a bit longer than I thought, and I had to come out and do an air cut just to make sure that it was right. And then it was getting pretty cold by then, so I went in, and then Sunday came along, and I don't like working in the workshop on Sunday because of the noise. So here we are on Monday. New G code is loaded, and I'm just about to run the program for the boring of the holes. Then I'll go straight on to the inner contour and then the outer contour, and I'll see you at the end. Not sure whether I caught the tail end of that, but the centre is now cut out, and looks okay. I'll just check that dimension again just to make sure. See that? It's 125.1. I think that'll be okay, because once I've got it screwed to the other piece I can put it on the lathe chuck and skim it out if it's not quite big enough. Onwards and upwards, and I'll load up the file now for the outer contour. I've turned it off there because it's going down further than it should, and I'm going to break that out manually, and otherwise it risks damaging it when it finishes the program. Right, over to the bench once I've hoovered up here. Back on the bench then, and looks like I caught it just in time. You can possibly see where it's nearly gone through here and here. Badly set 0 on the Z height, I think, but that's down to me. It might be flex in the plastic, we'll never know, but for once I stopped it right at the right time. I'll just try and break these up. There we go. And I'll just try. I'll just deburr that and try it on the chuck. That fits over the chuck just nicely. Sorry you didn't see that, but you just have to take my word for it. So I'm going to take these tabs off, tied up the outside. That goes on there. The thin vernier plate goes behind there. Drill some holes in this, and I think I'm going to dowel this to the spindle compass ring, as I'm calling it, and glue it rather than screw it. Tap in there a very shallow thread. Then I've got some work to do on the lathe, making up the dowels, or the dowel holders to go in here, and the standoffs. So I'll secure this together off camera, and next time you come back I'll be doing some lathe work. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, well, I thought I'd show you how I've rigged this up to drill the holes for the dowel pins. I've done one already just to check it out. What I've done is clamp them together with a couple of toolmaker's clamps, slid them onto the chuck, wound the chuck out so that this is clamped pretty firmly. Tool post grinder stroke drill clamped in the tool post, and it's wound out just about as far as I can, and I've lined it up by eye and zeroed the cross side travel, and I'm just about to switch it on and drill through a total of 8mm into the back piece. So just take it down, that's bottoming out there, zero the apron travel, switch on the HML. Roll that back. And dowel that in. Those have got to be shortened obviously, and I'll go around and do the rest of them. Glue it all together and clamp it up. Okay, well they're all drilled, the dowels are all in, they're a little bit loose, but only fractionally. Once the glue is in there, I think I'll probably use Loctite anyway. We'll see how that goes, but that should hold it sufficiently well. There we are. Wind that back out of the way. Yeah, should be alright. If it doesn't glue very well, I might just open these up to 6mm and put some 6mm screws in, tap the compass rose to 5 and to 6mm rather, but I'll try gluing it first. I think that's the best idea. Well, I've just been editing the last shot, and I see that despite my best efforts at cutting down the footage I've filmed, forgetting to switch on the video recorder every so often, and speeding up sections. I'm already up to over 30 minutes, and quite honestly I think you've suffered enough on this this section. So I'm going to stop now. I'll glue the two bits together. I'll do that off camera because that will be not only like watching paint dry, but like watching glue set. And when I come back in the next part, I shall be working on the lathe, doing the standoffs and the registration pins. So until next time, if you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.